The light is too far from me. Okay. I want to say good evening to you wherever you are at this moment, at this hour. I need more lights. Welcome on as we discuss on the topic this evening. I'm excited as always. I'm happy. And I hope you get to see me and also contribute your own quota to the topic of discuss this moment. I'm happy to be live. It's been a short while since I've been away. And I want to say God bless you as you tune in from whatever part of the world that you are. At the moment, I'm happy to be connecting with you. You are just precious. Please let me lower it. Thank you for liking and for coming in. Yeah, you liked. I've not even seen you. But I want to say I'm happy to be for better network. Hi, love. You're welcome. And I'm happy we trust God for better network as we are waiting this evening. If I want everyone to be a part of this evening discussion. And so I want to ask God that He will be able to, give us good network today to talk on when one is misunderstood. Actually, in the life of many in our world, many people get misunderstood by one thing or the other, by one happening here and there. People are misunderstood. At the place of work, people get misunderstood. In the home front, people get misunderstood. Everywhere you see the people get misunderstood. And then if it's not properly handled and if it's not well talked about or taught the people, we will discover that people keep having problems, living with others because they feel and wonder why they are not, or they are being misrepresented by people, or they are being misunderstood each time they have to pass, some message or so to the other. And so when you talk about being misunderstood, we mean that people have wrong impression. When you talk about someone being misunderstood, it simply means that people could have wrong impression or idea about the person concerned. You might actually want to say something with a free heart, not having anything attached to it, and then suddenly someone gets you, misunderstood, and then they could just go with it. You could just say something and someone could just misinterpret it. All right? And then at the end of the day, that was not what you meant to say or do. And so we talk about everything that has to do with life, especially in our relationship with other people, so that people will learn to live with the other. It is actually wrong to be misunderstood. And then someone can easily pass it to the other. And then you begin to have unnecessary enmity by other people. Why? Because they are not getting you right. And so if you are that kind of person that easily get misunderstood by people all around, we always want to say as Christians, why don't you take it to God in prayer that people, begin to also understand you the way they should, and then look within you and see peradventure their attitude or way of living or mannerism that you could be giving out that might be, causing or making people to misunderstand you. And so you pray about it, pray about the situation as a believer. I encourage you to pray about the situation and then study. Look at your temperament and see if you are actually being, um, you overwhelm people by your manner of life or approach, or you're doing things that you shouldn't do that will cause people to misunderstand you. And so in such cases, we pray about the situation, all right? Instead of going about shouting and saying, well, this is that, you bring it back to God in prayers, and then make a check and have some attitudinal change in some ways that you've been living that is not right. All right, there has to be some change. Do not go about shouting and making people, get concerned about your feeling, giving them one side of the story of what had just happened, instead of you to, look at it and find a way of trying to help yourself, be better, so that you cannot be misrepresented, or, people see you differently. And so we advise you that have been going through this to learn to communicate openly, just communicate the way you should to avoid being misunderstood. Communicate rightly, all right? Communicate openly, okay? Be explicit when you have to, have to explain anything. Do not keep assuming that people should know this or take you for who you are. Is not accepted in any way. So we keep encouraging people, do make sure you do the right thing so that you can get the right results. Communicate openly, all right? And be clear to people. Be clear. Be clear. Be clear so that you can be understood. Do not assume that we should know what you have in your heart, like I just said earlier. They should, someone was saying, they should be able to understand. Now, Mama, what is it that these people cannot understand? They should be able to. No, you don't live on that assumption, life or level. Where you come, you have someone that has not been part of your life over years, then you now met, you became friend, or you became spouse, and you just, assume they should know you and take you for who you are. It doesn't work like that. So not assume that people should know what you have to expound. You have to be explicit. You have to be clear. You have to be open. People have to understand you for just who you are. And as you do so, I tell you the truth, you will, get better results from people than you are getting. Expand for them to know you, be practice, be practical in your, be real and be practical in your approach to life, especially when you have to deal with people. You have to be practical in your approach, all right? Practice active listening. Some people do not know how to listen, effective listening, right? You have to practice active listening. Practice active listening to people so you can get their attention. Avoid assumption and directly address the misunderstanding. Avoid assumption. Welcome, Chris, my Chris, Asu, Ebony, Vera, welcome. Yes, welcome there. I just want you to be part of this live to see how it's going. We are talking on the topic of being misunderstood. Sometimes spouses misunderstand themselves, colleagues misunderstand themselves because someone has, passed a message and passed it wrongly. And as you do so, good evening, welcome. How is your baby doing? I want you to be part of this life so that you know how it works too. So you contribute your own quote out to the discussion. And we are talking about many people get misunderstood by people and they begin to withdraw into their shell. They begin to wonder, thank God for baby, all right? They begin to wonder why people don't understand them. Sometimes it's because of the personal character. You have character flops, and then you do not want to do anything about it. And then people just address you just the way you appear. And then you get back to your shell, and then you begin to cry, you begin to wail, you begin to wonder what's the problem, not knowing that you are the problem. So avoid assuming that people should just know you for who you are and take you for who you are. If you do so, you'll be living in deception, in denial, and people, cannot just as take you to be who you are not. So to avoid that, people misunderstand you at every time. Begin to live, in a way that is clear for people to understand you. Be open. Be yourself. In the world I find ourselves today, people want to copy humans as somehow have this thing about them. They just want to copy people, copycats. I remember in those days when I was in Kenya, someone would say to us, they love Nigerians so much, they copy everything Nigeria. No, be yourself. You don't have to copy. You don't have to copy people. All right? So sometimes when you copy people, you begin to act, and you cannot just act just like them. And so you now become a shadow of who you are not. People cannot understand you because that's not your real makeup. Be yourself. So people don't get you misunderstood. I remember in those days, my son will wear my husband's shirts, and you come and laugh. When people see him from far, they'll think it's daddy that is coming. They'll be like, good evening, sir. And I said, so what do you say? I answer them good. I say, look at you, silly you. Because you was busy wearing his daddy's shirt or daddy's clothes, they now thought he's the dad. So sometimes when you now begin to wear an apparel that is not you, all right, people will misunderstand you. All right, so let's read what you have to say. Some people feel if they don't copy, they will not get what they want. Yeah, that's why actually people are not original. Let's take advice. That's why people keep having problems and misunderstanding. You cannot just be who you are not. You can take an aspect of someone, you understand, the good aspect, but you cannot just completely wear a regale that is not you. So people misunderstand you because sometimes you cannot even be completely that thing that you copied. That's the truth. So we are trying to make our a better place, the family, the home front a better place. We are trying to mentor well to the next generation, our children. That's my interest. I love to mentor well to the family. Thank you. Yes, your testing is true. All right, that's true. Yes, also thank you very much for keeping the life going. Please like the live. Please like, and if you have not subscribed, do me well to subscribe to the channel. When you can just share it. I have lots of wisdom talk out of experience that I pass to my ward on a daily basis, and I'm sure that anyone that come across me have something to pick from me. I don't just share, but I share out of experience. Thank you. I can see and I can feel your being there. All right. Thank you, Okonji Christopher, for your support. I appreciate it all the time. So we are saying that by the time you copy people completely, you are not yourself. And so people around will definitely misunderstand you. So what do you do? How can we help these ones that come at counseling? I counsel people always, and they'll come and tell me this is their problem, this is their problem, people cannot understand them. I say, make yourself available to be understood. By the time you start living like someone else, there is bound to be problems. All right, take a break if you need, if need be. The set, if you need be, you know, from the set of people that misunderstand you. Sometimes you discover that there are some set of people that just misunderstand you. What do? We say take a break from such persons that always, you know, want to misunderstand. Take a break where you are not appreciated. Help me respect ourselves by staying away from that place. I use the word respect ourselves because I don't say you. Where people come, my little daughter we have some neighbors that will make her uncomfortable. The two children of these neighbors, they want to intimidate her, they want to, so she'll come and then she will now start, you know, feeling bad. And I told her, where you are not valued, where people don't understand you, do not go there. Run away from that environment where you are not understood. Run. And she took that courage, and sometimes she tell them back, she tells them, you know, talk back to deliver herself. And she became really a better version of who she used to be, because she deliberately made a decision to run from people that do not appreciate and value who she is. So if you know these people consciously don't want to accept you for who you are, and anytime you cough or you sneeze, they misunderstand you. Hey, listen, all of you that are watching, just read up our comments. You know, it reminds me of my school days. That was what she faced. That was what she was facing. And some of those times, sometimes in the intimidation by the enemy, by the devil, just to get you back on your shell, sometimes just to own up and, you know, address it, attack it, and say no to it, shout it out. And those ones that were agents, you know, trying to give you a wrong name that you were not. This act, I tell you, also, you know, has actually demoralized a lot of people. It has made a lot of people calm down. They are no longer, they became shadow of themselves, because lies have been sold against them by some set of people. So we don't accept anything that make people give us names that we are not carrying. But nonetheless, if you know that you are the one that have an issue, please read. I always tell people, go study, like the Bible says, study to show yourself approved, a workman that need not to be ashamed, but rightly dividing the word of truth. All right, study so that you not be found wanting. If you do not study, people will misunderstand you, and you will be found wanting at the long run. At the long run, you'll be found wanting at the long run. So we don't accept for anything that will make you or make people look at you as what you are not. All right, let's take this question before we continue. Say, what if your parents are the ones doing this to you? What will you do? That's a very dicey one. I wish anyone can just contribute. I'm live late today. A lot of people are not on, but I will say that your parents are your parents. I had to as a challenge at the first from my parents. And then, like I always say, I was born in a polygamous home, and it was stressful being the first, you know, among 12 children. Wow, my story is so intriguing and so funny, truly. And then they will misunderstand me. One of those that was one of those days that I actually told my parents, they are not the ones that gave birth to me. They should take me to whoever that gave birth to me. My father gave me the bits of my life that day. But actually, if it's your parents that are, yeah, you see, people have similar experiences. Yeah. So if your parents are the one that are doing this, some I love parents. So I don't blame parents most of the time because they have experiences that we do not have, and they've gone through a lot in life. Sometimes we, the children, are the ones that have problem. Yeah, yes, we, the children, are the ones that have problems. So truly, what you do in that case is God. As children, we didn't know what to do. We didn't know what prayer to pray. We didn't know, and so want to claim rights, especially when you are in your teenage. Yes, you know that time that you want to like get angry at. It's no longer okay, mommy, okay, daddy, okay. You know, so they know actually. Parents know what we do not know. They know it when we are messing up. And of course, parents of yesterday is not like parents of today. They can beat you, they can hit you, they're not apologizing about it. They can insult you, they can tell you a kind of thing. Those days I will go to my shed and I'll be crying. But they know, and they are not like parents of them where you can sit down and say, let me talk to you, daddy, that don't like this. In those days, who is giving you that? Who is giving you that opportunity to talk? In fact, you can't talk. So that's the difference between them. But they know, and they don't know how to, approach it correctly like we know today. Today, my little girl will do something, I would tell her, come here. My son will do something, I'm drastic about taking, action when it's wrong. And then afterward, like the Bible says, we'll call them. This is why I said this to you. This is why I uttered the why I uttered. Please don't do it again. And then you watch. Because children, most times they don't listen. They don't take instructions. Someone was saying to me, yeah, children of today don't take instructions. In fact, most times they learn only from what they see. They just want to learn from what they see, not just from what you are saying. True. So we have to put a balance to it. So then in those days, we'll just go and cry, and then go and cry, and they'll be looking at you, the parents of yesterday. So they are you cannot, you can imagine, like I used to tell my husband the experiences I had as a young girl growing, when I started my period, all those stuff, blah, so all those stuff. But now my mother was there, she doesn't, I don't know if she cared, but I never had that love from her. She was busy with her business. My daddy was busy with his work. But today I'll call my daughter and I'll tell her whatever it is that's troubling you, come and talk to me. When her mood changes, I want to call her and talk, and ask what the problem is. She's very confident for us to discuss anything. But in those days, and I think that's the problem. Yeah, you are right. That's the right thing to do. And so that's the right thing to do. I'm telling you the truth. Keep it. Honestly, in those days, who will tell you? And because we have our personality, we have your individual you, so you just see yourself staying in one shell, and they'll be misunderstanding you the more. They will call you all kinds of names, they will say all kinds of things to you, and at the end of it all, there is nothing you can do, all right, than just remaining. You can't even visit people anyway, anyhow. Yeah, you can't. Even those days, I don't think we have the liberty, much Pentecostal church like we have like now for those that are Pentecostal. That can say, okay, let me just go and follow. In those days, you don't go to so many friends. I don't know. Growing up is different. So we have to stop jumping into. Another thing to do is that, for you not to be misunderstood, to stop jumping into conclusion, that people don't like you, or people are not getting you right, or jumping to conclusion about certain things. Try to understand the why, in the why, or the reason why they are acting the way they are acting. You have to try to understand, all right? And then do not, like I said earlier, do not in any reason jump into conclusion that you are not loved. Do not be defensive. Whenever there is a talk or a matter to be handled, do not be on that defensive. You want to give reason for everything. You want to claim. My son was growing up. I used to have plenty of problems with him because he was in a boarding school, and then he has come back and you want to argue. You want to feel it. I had to. No, I said it's not even because of me per se, but because you're growing up, you're going to be go to a society where you have to work with people. Someday you're going to get married. So many things will just come by. Please like the video, like the live. Please, thank you, and subscribe. I need you to subscribe and drop your comment. And so YouTube algorithm with, sending the video for other people to watch. Your like and comments will make them know that there's something going on so they can push it. Thank you. And you are helping me grow as you do so. God bless you even more. All right? So it's not everything that I want to prove that we know too much. Some of the things that make people misunderstand us and we are angry and we're shouting, arrogancy, pride, even in your home. Please go on. Thank you for keeping us company. And so, you see this your other name, eh? You have to teach me how to pronounce it. Voice notes. So another time I, I will get it right. All right. Or shouldn't be. Do not be on the defensive. If you keep being on the defensive, you're going to have problems with people. Sometimes have the habit of listening. Listen to people. Listen. Try to listen. Sometimes keep whatever you know by the side and just listen. As you do so, it's going to be much better for you and for everyone around you. Try to listen. Try to learn. Sometimes humble yourself, because truly nobody just hates you. Nobody hates you. A lot of people want to know why you act the way you act, and they want to be of help. But if you do not try to listen, try to learn, there's going to be problems, all right? Stop the act of blaming the other person and focus on resolving the misunderstanding rather than assigning or apportioning blame. Focus on resolving the misunderstanding, all right? And stop apportioning blames. Focus. Stop apportioning blames. Focus. Focus on resolving whatever the misunderstanding is. Stop apportioning blames so that people will understand you. And it's not every time that one has to keep claiming rights. It's wrong to have the attitude or habit of claiming rights at every given time. No, it doesn't pay. It has never paid anyone in time past. It won't pay rather. No. From the habit of just doing the right thing. Go study, go read on the right thing to do. And as you do so, bam, I tell you, you will connect and be the better version of yourself. All right? Focus. Keep focused on doing the right thing. And then people will not misunderstand you anymore. Don't feel you know it well. You are the only all-intelligent person. You know that cannot be corrected. No. Don't do that. Don't live like that. And I want to assure you that as you live freely and well as you should, life will be much better for you and for people in your life. All right? Thank you very much for staying on. I love you. In case someone have not told you they love you. And I want to say, please like this live, subscribe to my videos, follow me, go watch, you know, and then watch my videos, watch my shorts, watch my lives, and you will not be disappointed that you did so. All right, see you next. You are just the best. Thank you. Good night. Thank you, Lord.